side. So I seen all the food. I'm used to it. So getting some new beans and rice, a new chicken, you know, a new woman that was raised differently than what I was raised different. Remember, a Spanish woman, they're raised to be a wife.
But why isn't a black woman raised that way?
Most black women are raised to be independent. Remember, let's be real.
Say that again?
Most black women are raised to be strong, tough, independent, and don't take no.
Why do you think that it's such an issue that a lot more black men are dating Latino women?
You know what's funny? I know where it started from. Because, you know, back then, like in the 80s, the Spanish community, they didn't want their daughters dating black men. And for a long time, they told their daughter, don't date black men. So when the money came in the 80s and things got better, you know, black men were able to sway the parents and get the girl. So we kind of like turn into like a trophy thing. Like, yo, I'm dating a mommy, or I'm dating a Colombian, like something that's foreign or exotic. So I kind of feel as though like when, even me, in high school, if you didn't have no money, the Spanish girls didn't date you. So it's kind of like when you had a Spanish girl, finally, it was a big deal to you. So I kind of feel as though like it comes from the 80s when the black man was getting that money, buying cars, diamonds, all the gold, and the mommy wanted a part of that shit. And eventually it turned to having like a trophy, like, yo, I got a Dominican or a Colombian or a Brazilian. So that's where it comes from. It's a fascination. And if you peep game, most black girls don't really have a good story about their fathers.
So before I leave my thoughts on that, I get it. Bro is speaking from a New York standpoint. And as far as I guess when he means getting money, he's talking about, I'm only assuming because he said the 80s. So y'all can say what y'all want to. I'm only assuming that he's talking about drug money and hustling in terms of that. And obviously a lot of the pockets of the Hispanic community, as he talking about, you know, Puerto Ricans, Dominicans, so on and so forth, is in New York or Miami for the most part. So, but as far as brothers getting money, brothers been getting money well before that, especially down south, brothers been getting money, so on and so forth. But I understand because you're saying that's where the pockets, if you will, of those specific Latin women that you're referring to. But I'm just saying, like, all these, whether it be Cuban, Dominican, Puerto Rican, they got blacks within their own, you know, Afro-Latina. A lot of y'all don't like to use that, but we come from, it's part of the African diaspora anyway, even though some of them try to distance themselves away from that. So some bros now may look at it as a trophy. Some of them grew up, especially in New York and Miami, you grow up alongside these people. So, I mean, as far as the trophy thing go, I can see it. Same thing with some bros when they get with white women. They look at the white woman as a trophy sometimes. But, hey, let's continue, though.
Which is sad. So, you know, most black women, when they grow up, they're not angry, they're aggressive because they have to be a little more, you know, protective over their hearts, and they're aggressive. But meanwhile, the Spanish woman, when they see a black man, to them, it's kind of like their trophy. So it's kind of like the black woman, some of them do love us still, but some of us are tired of our shit. But the Boricua or the Colombian or Dominican kind of see us as brand new. They don't kind of equate that baggage with not having a father in my life with the black man stigma. To them, we're brand new.
Holiday, what do you think?
What do I think about?
What do you think? Why so many black men date Latina women?
I think a lot of black men date Latina women because I'm gonna have to agree with Guapo. It's something new. It's out of the ordinary. You know what I mean? So when you associate, if I can reverse it, you know what I'm saying? Why black women, we love our black men. At the end of the day, no matter how much I try to dance around it, you still end up with a black man. But women like to date outside our race because we do compartmentalize with the fact that a black man broke our heart. A black man did me dirty.
At the end of the day, black men still prefer, and they marry, y'all, we try to come up with all this, black men prefer to marry a black woman A lot of times they always go back to the black woman, but black women are just, from what I hear brothers saying, just hard to get along with. Whether that be the whole stigma of being resentful towards an absent father, as opposed to in the Latin household or Hispanic household, the father being more present in that dynamic, not being as tore down or disturbed, if you will, as in the African American community, so to speak. But I mean, people like who they like. I mean, Kevin Samuels, this whole thing has been a conversation as of late because of that. I guess is a viral video Kevin did about saying that right now the biggest threat to black women is the Latin woman because of the whole FBI thing, feminine, beautiful, inspirational, intelligent, whatever you want to call it, as opposed, and the cooperative, submissive, all those other things as well. These are some of the things that, in essence, you have, and I said this before, you know, my sisters tend to get upset. You'll try to emulate the Latin woman in looks alone, from even down to a girl on the screen to her hair. You trying to emulate and y'all can get mad all you want. You try to emulate the Dominican and all that with your looks. You go to Dominican hair salons and things like that. But everything else is blowed out. The submission, the being cooperative, if you've been around Dominicans, I can't really speak for Puerto Ricans, but family is very important. You know, catering to the man is very important. They even do it to their brothers. In terms of that, the man, it doesn't equate to how much money he has at the end of the day. Unlike what bro was saying, but I guess he was hinting at the black man has to have money, but that's here in America, which we're speaking from America. I get it, but let's go on and hear what she's talking about.
A black man's my baby daddy and he ain't shit. You know what I'm saying? My daddy, he a black man, he left me, or whatever the case may be. And so just referring it back to men, it's the same thing. They want something different. They want something out of the ordinary. So even if she wasn't Spanish and he's dating the typical girl who doesn't comply or isn't submissive, and he ends up getting with a girl who is, he's going to like her more because it's not the ordinary. It's not what he deals with every day. You understand what I'm saying? So I just think men, they're natural hunters. They're naturally out.
That's anybody, though. That's a lot of races of men. It's not just black men. You got white men that want to deal with Asian women. You got some white men, not to say that they'll wife them, but some white men that'll deal with black women, you know, Hispanic women. You got Indian women wanting to deal with white women. You got dark-skinned Puerto Rican guys wanting to deal with a white woman or a German, things like that. It's just people, sometimes they want to try something different. You feel me? Black women, not so much. You'll find a small population, even though the women root and cheer for these women that go after men outside of that's non-black men.
My mother was black and my grandmother was black, so I seen all the food. I'm used to it. So getting some new beans and rice, a new chicken, you know, a new woman that was raised differently than what I was raised different. 'Cause remember, a Spanish woman, they're raised to be a wife.
But why isn't a black woman raised that way?
Most black women are raised to be independent. Remember, let's be real.
Say that again?
Most black women are raised to be strong, tough, independent, and don't take no shit. If the daddy wasn't shit, I'll raise you alone by myself, be a strong black woman. So they come into the game with their guard up ready. Like, I ain't beat for your shit, nigga. I know what's going on. Now, a Spanish girl is raised to serve.
And you gonna make it. You don't need a man. I mean, we talk about this over and over and over and over. He's going to do something to you. He's going to break your heart on a defensive, chip on the shoulder. I have to compete with him. And the Spanish, Hispanic woman, the Latina, is not trying to compete with you, bro. She's trying to be that helpmate, support. And I'm not putting down sisters, because there are some sisters that were raised right that will cater to you. But for the most part, this is something that brothers are talking about. It's a completely the household's completely different. raised completely different. And we can understand that, and that you can tell the difference.
They be cooking for their father at a young age, washing the dishes, washing the table, mopping all Saturday morning. Let's face it, they're raised to serve.
Yeah.
If one time I swear to God, I'm at a girl's house having dinner. I got out with my own plate, put it in the garbage, put it in the sink. Her mom spazzed on her in Spanish about da-da-da-da-da-da-da-da. Now, in the black woman's house, if I get up with my own plate, she gonna say, that's a damn good nigga. He got his own shit. I like him, Shirley. He got his own shit. But Maria better get up and get that plate and get it washed and show him you are a wife.
Fact.
They raised their woman to be catering. Am I wrong or no?
Wait, so what was
She's
your
Spanish though, so let's find out.
No.
Is that true?
But what was your dad? What was your dad?
My dad's black.
Your dad's black too?
Yeah. He just really
He's
yellow.
a light
I mean, I am mixed with a little something, but when the cops see me, I'm black. So we're going to keep that straight. I'm going by the cops.
We gotta close it off with Lola. Go ahead, Lola.
How were you raised as a woman?
I was
serve or
raised to serve.
See?
To serve.
Black women overall prefer to be with black men. And we can say, like I said, we can say vice versa. A black man, 9 times out of 10, he ends up marrying a black woman.
For the hunt. And so why would I go into the jungle and hunt for something that I catch every day? I can go easily like a bear. A bear can easily go in the water and catch his fish, right? But outside of that, when he goes and does get certain type of meats, he went out of his way to kill that prey.
You don't feel any kind of way about it as a black woman?
I'm going to tell you this, as a black woman, no. Yes and no. And I'm going to say yes more than no because I feel like this. I'm beautiful. It does bother me when I meet men who are black, who say to me, you're pretty for a black woman. What does that mean?
Let me stop that, man. I've yet to hear a brother say that. I've heard women say that. I don't know a man that would have the audacity to say that, a black man. And I hear women say, non-black people say this to them, you're pretty for a black girl. I'm not a black woman, but I just find it hard to believe. I've never heard anyone say that to a black woman. Just me personally. Like who says stuff like that? But anyway, I digress.
Or ask me, what do you mix with? When I look in the mirror, I see a brown-skinned woman. I see a black woman that by no mistake could you even mistake
They're just fooled by the wig, but yeah.
for anything else but African American. But to the society that we live in, because my eyes slant a little bit or whatever the association is, the straight hair, I don't know what it is, the weave, the lace is laying right.
The weave, baby. The lace is laying right.
That day, the curly bundles is extra curly. You associate me with, well, she has to be mixed with something because she's pretty. Because in your mind, you've been to these countries and you've been these places and all you've experienced is the beauty of the women there because you're not in Brooklyn no more. And you're not in Jersey no more. And you're not in your state anymore. It's something new. So now you meet a black woman who's actually very attractive and not to take anything away from our black women, but we subject ourselves to the commentary sometimes. I'm going to take full responsibility for us and say, you have a choice as a black woman. Either you want to continue to follow the stigma and be a part of that stigma, or you can set yourself aside and say, okay, hey, as a black woman, I already know that you already expect me to come in here and be loud and ghetto. I'm not going to be that girl. I'm going to be something different. And I think we'll get a different response from our men.
Lola, welcome.
Thank you.
You will, baby. You'll definitely get a different response. Just being open, not telling you to smile, but a smile does go a long way, baby. Trust me, it does. Be open. Not everybody wants to, cat call you and do all this crazy stuff to you. Looks like we ended on that note, man. Good conversation. I mean, obviously, this is a conversation from one person. And when I say one person, you get the opinions of one person, whether that be a black man, black woman, or 2 black men, I'm assuming, and 1 black woman and a Hispanic woman. But, we got generalizations, so on and so forth. But I mean, you see what it is. Let me know what you guys think, though, man. It's a great conversation, especially in light of things that are being said in these YouTube streets about this, that the Hispanic woman, the Latina, is becoming the black woman's, or is the black woman's biggest competition at this point. You know, I know black women are indifferent. They're like, it is what it is. Black women, go back to your essence. Stop wearing all these different races hair, and you know, just be you. You know, that's what I feel. There's no competition. Just be you. So let me know what you guys think, man. Like, share, comment, and subscribe. Hit me up on Calendly and Linktree to book that one-on-one with yours truly. Yo, follow me on Instagram. Subscribe to my backup channel. The link is in the description. Yo, if y'all ladies need some advice, I got it. Hit me up. I got you covered. You got questions about dating, so on and so forth. Hit me up. Same thing for fellas. You need some advice. Your uncle's here, man. I'm here for y'all, man. And with that being said, y'all subscribe if you haven't. I'm trying to run this up to 75,000 subs by the end of this month. Let's do it. Let's do it, man. Let's get there. I believe in you guys, man. So with that being said, guys, peace be upon you all. The mercy and blessings of the Almighty. And I'm going to catch you guys on the next one. I'm out of here. Peace.
It's God's beat maker.
And I don't know. I will put a light in the sky for the G's that done turn memory from go. Blessings we send to the ghetto youth them.